On the official Pokemon website, several top Pokemon TCG players were asked to make deck lists for some of the new Evolving Skies cards. Tord Reklev got Sylveon, Stefan Ivanov got Umbreon, and Xander Pero, who just won the Draft the World tournament, got Flareon VMAX. This is the list Xander came up with, and it's essentially designed to make sure you can deal at least 200 damage each turn with Flareon's max detonate attack. The attack is definitely huge on the risk and reward aspect. You discard the top 5 cards of your deck, but you deal 100 damage for each energy discarded, and if you have single strike energy attached to Flareon, you deal 20 extra damage, so 320 is a great number to hit. So if you discard 3 energy from the top of your deck, you're knocking out a VMAX except for Urshifu. And the other benefit with Flareon being a single striker is that you can use Houndoom to accelerate those single strike energy, and another great thing is Elemental Badge. That just lowers the attack cost of Flareon, so you can easily get a Flareon powered up even if it doesn't have any energy on it. And to help you boost that damage, you do play Oranguru, because Oranguru is great. You can just put a card from your hand on top of your deck, so you can guarantee at least 1 energy if you play your cards right. And then everything else in the deck is just designed to help you get as much damage on the board as possible and play the game. You play 23 energy. That's a bit much from my experience so far, but the deck can do 500 damage per turn. Sure, it's wildly inconsistent, but why wouldn't I play this? 500 damage? Come on. Alright, game 3 with Flareon. Game 2 was just a quick win against Leafeon, which was, not a great match because they had the weakness disadvantage. And hopefully I don't just start a Flareon V and 7 energy. Alrighty. So this is pretty much all you want from a start from this deck. Just a Houndour and a Flareon and an energy. That's it. If you do that, you're in business. So Flaming Breath, discard an energy, get an Oranguru, put the research on the top. Oranguru I think is about to get a lot more play just because of this fact. If they Marnie me, I just gave myself a research. Oranguru, it's just such a reliable card. You get Marnied, you put a card on top of your deck, it's like, okay, too bad for you. Primate Wisdom is probably the most underutilized ability right now, just because you no longer have to worry about Marnie anymore. And there's Path to the Peak. I play the only ability that would get shut off by that is Crobat. And there's the Marnie, see? Oranguru is already coming in strong. There's research. This is a great turn of events. They're playing Rapid Strike. I don't care. There's Houndoom. They can knock it out now because it's already served its purpose. I'll get another Flareon, I guess. Yeah, they'll probably just Gmax Rapid Flow everybody, because I will need... Do I just go for a Scorching Column or a Flaming Breath? What's the best play here? Because if I go for a Scorching Column, I don't have to discard cards. I think that's the safest bet, is going for Scorching Column. Then I'll research, and Wyatt, I would suggest giving up for a little bit longer because the new game is coming out soon. It might just be a better use of your time to wait for the new game in a month or two, potentially. Yeah, if you weren't aware, Pokemon TCG Live was announced earlier today, and it's a replacement for PTCGO. And there's a Marnie, and I didn't Primate Wisdom anyone on top of my deck, because I didn't think they'd Marnie back-to-back turns. And I don't have Crobat. I do have some energy. So I made a huge mistake. So they'll probably Gmax Rapid Flow both Flareon. They'll get another Drizzile. They do need a switch, but they probably have a Scoop Up Net or a switch in their hand or an Air Balloon. My Crobat is useless, so I can Oranguru it onto the top of my deck. I will definitely Single Strike Roar first. The reason I Single Strike Roar first is because they Marnied me, and a lot of my good cards are on the bottom of my deck. So definitely using Single Strike Roar. There's the switch. I don't have a knockout on the Urshifu, which is unfortunate because it has 330 hit points. There's Elemental Badge. So I think I will... I mean, if I do it to the active... Okay, well, I know I'm going against myself already, but I have to do this to know what I'm getting. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I will Single Strike Roar the energy to the active. I will attach and go for it. And the reason I attach to... Okay, well, I'm in a horrible position. They'll just quick shooting, take a knockout. I'll have to put up, I guess, a Oranguru or something. I'm not down in Air Balloon, so that's fine. But that Flareon V is going to be very important. And Wyatt, the new game, it's essentially going to put the Pokemon TCG into the same arena as like Legends of Runeterra or Magic Arena or Hearthstone, where, you know, you have 4 copies of each card. If you open a pack and you get more copies of that card, it's... Okay, what are they doing? It's turned into, you know, coins or credits, and then you can use those credits for new cards. So it's sort of like a... It's sort of like a dust system. Not really like wild cards, because it won't be wild cards, it'll still be coin based. So it's more like dust. Essentially, it just gives you more control over which cards you want, which cards you get, and you're not stuck with, you know, like 150 copies of Furfrou like I have. But it was just announced today, so there's still a whole bunch that needs to be ironed out before we actually get into it. And if I let the Flareon get hit with Gale Thrust, that's bad. I think Houndoom is pretty much useless at this point unless they have Tool Scrapper. Oranguru is more important, but the Houndoom would allow me to actually play the game. So I think Oranguru, sadly, is the one that's going to have to go down. And I imagine I'll just... Okay, so I can knock that guy out. That's fine. I can knock it out. I will attach the fire energy. I won't be bad this time. I'll knock it out with Scorching Column. Single Strike Roar. They will be able to Raihan. They can't knock out my Flareon, and it will be charged up, and then I just have to knock out their dude. Scorching Column will do 140 plus the burn damage. I think it makes sense to Marnie here. I think that makes the most sense, just because, yeah. Okay, so I have Flareon VMAX if I want it. I don't want to put the Houndour down. Not that it really matters, but take a knockout, take 3 prizes. Hopefully I get a bosses or something off of this. But it'll be kind of hilarious if I win with Flareon VMAX and I never actually had a Flareon VMAX in play, but I don't see that happening. It'll have to be a situation where I knock out this Urshifu. So I don't see a situation where I never evolve into the VMAX. I'm going to have to do that for sure. Alright, and they are just doing some crazy things. That is actually fine as long as I can find a VMAX and a boss's orders. I am happy to launch a crazy attack if it comes down to it. They're playing the Stone Energy. Didn't get the bosses, but I do have Volcarona. There's the quick shooting. They can use Rapid Strike Energy. Oh. Oh, they just got it like that, don't they? So I guess I shouldn't have been greedy and stayed my hand. I should have gone for it. Okay, there we go. I have to evolve. That's for sure. I have to take a knockout. I will not be using Houndoom's attack. I will use the Capture Energy. I mean, I have to guarantee at least an energy, right? So Single Strike Roar. I do have an energy left. I think it makes sense to put it on the Houndoom in case I have to attack with it, or retreat with it at least. And then I will put the Oranguru... I don't have it. Okay. Oranguru's prize. So max detonate, just give me 2. Just give me, there we go, there's 2. So I can still win the game. I only need to take 1 more prize. They have to put somebody in the active. They can't knock me out. They cannot win this turn unless they have something crazy. And Royal Mink, don't worry about it. Better late than never, right? And yes, of course I saw the Pokemon TCG Live news. It's definitely a lot more than I was expecting. It's a lot to process. There's still a lot I need to read up about. I did want to have a video out today, but clearly that did not happen, and maybe it won't happen tomorrow either, just because there's so much I want to compile and just figure out. But this could be an interesting finish. So they will win next turn. Oh, and I just win this turn. Boss's orders, max detonate. If I wanted to be, if I was doing this for the content, I would just go for a max detonate and hope, but I'm going to hit the Sobble, win that way, but maybe I'll still hit 500 damage. And I only did 100 damage. That is horrible. But I still won with Flareon. That's a win for Flareon. I'm somehow 2-1 with the deck. I got a Chilling Rain pack. That's awesome. And it was just your standard Urshifu with the Medicham. So my Flareon VMAX deck won thanks to Flareon. And then Volcarona V, I like it if you have a lot of energy in the discard, because it does 20 plus 20 more, and then you shuffle them back. But it might be more of a luxury than anything. Still, great win. Let's keep it going. Another coin flip win for Flareon. I still haven't done a 500 damage attack. I'm starting Oranguru. There's Houndour. I guess Oranguru makes the most sense. At the beginning of a game, you want to protect your Houndour. Later in the game, it doesn't matter because you'll be all powered up. So I will quick ball away the energy. I'll get a Flareon. That's good. And Mink, yes, there will definitely be microtransactions in the new game. They've already announced that there's going to be battle passes and stuff like that. Capture energy for next turn. But yeah, they haven't announced how much everything's going to be, just that there will be battle passes. You advance 15. Hey, it's Leafeon again. They don't stand a chance. But yes, the new game will 100% have microtransactions, including a battle pass and other stuff. Oh, Leafeon Sableye. What? Those don't go together. Oh, I'll 100% keep playing. I'm not against the new game. It's just going to be definitely an adjustment. I will definitely be playing the new game. It sucks that I won't be able to, give away free cards, but it just means I have to go extra hard now to give away all these free cards. What am I playing against? So Leafeon, Victini, but Melanie doesn't make sense if you have Sableye. Yeah, it's going to be a bit rough for new players, but I mean, any online card game these days is always rough for new players. They just have to, I guess it'll just be more of a build up that either you spend the money to get going as fast as possible, or you just have to wait and, grind away at theme. And Eevee, that one, I don't know. I kind of want to do a big pack opening to sort of say farewell to the game. But on the flip side, is it really worth it? Because you can still redeem codes in the other one. So it's just, I don't quite know what I want to do. So I'll Primate Wisdom I guess, single strike energy? I got nothing going on. Well, there's all my bosses. I guess I do want to protect the Flareon. I don't want that to go down. Done. And I guess I can still do a 1,000 pack opening on the new game, right? Because a lot of the codes I have, I have a drawer full of, 2,000 or 3,000 codes. Well, that's probably a little over what I actually have, but I do have a lot of codes. So I know I have at least 1,000, so I might just save those for the new game, but I'm not quite sure how it's going to work in the new game. They did say you might not open the exact same thing. And Zeta, yes, a new YouTube video is out. I don't remember what I had scheduled for today, but enjoy it. And yeah, Mink, you can open everything until you have 125 packs. There's just so much up in the air right now. I have so much to figure out. All I know for sure is that I will continue making Pokemon TCG content. I just don't know what it's going to look like, you know, until the new game comes out. Or after the new game comes out, until the game comes out. It's a lot to try and figure out, that is for sure. And I guess I just go for Capture Energy on the Flareon. Put the Oranguru down. I actually should have used Primate Wisdom first, because that would have rearranged my deck. There's the Fire Energy. It won't matter to use Primate Wisdom. I could Bosses somebody. That won't matter. Well, Zeta, it's tough to say, because we don't know what the economy is going to look like on the new one. So you could go for 125, you know, Champion's Path, or 125 maybe of the Pikachu Avatar kit, but you still only get 6,000 crystals. And is 6,000 crystals going to be a lot, or is it going to be not a lot? We don't know. You know, in one of the screenshots I looked at, it was 3,000 crystals for the Trainer's Toolkit, and that was the one with 2 Crobats and a whole bunch of trainers. So that gives us kind of an idea of how much crystals are going to be worth. But you trade 125 packs and you get 1 trainer, or you get 2 trainers toolkits. So it's tough to say, is it really worth it or not? I think I go for it. What does everyone else think? I think I just go for it. Take the knockout if I can. I do have to attach the Single Strike Energy. That could be a bit tough. I can't really do anything else. I could knock out the Leafeon, but I just want to go for 2 Victini VMAX and call it a day. Okie dokie. Go for it for sure, for sure. I know I have an energy on the top left over. Just need 3. Just need 3 energy. 1, 2, 3. Yes! Flareon is the best deck ever. Thank you to everyone who backed up this decision. You are as smart as I am. Huge knockout with Flareon VMAX. I just need a Houndoom or an Elemental Badge, and I can just do it again. My opponent won't know what hit him. They are stuck 2-shotting my Flareons. This is going to be a big win. Yeah, Mink, I think the best thing for the new game is that it's on mobile. You know, I know PTCGO's on Android, but actually being on, oh, that's annoying. Actually being on, you know, the App Store, the Apple App Store, that's going to be huge. You know, I'll be able to play it. I have an iPhone. That's going to be just a big change. It's going to bring so many new players to the game. The UI will definitely take some getting used to, because, you know, right where I have the wins and losses, that's where the end turn button's going to be. It's not going to be done. Yeah, Mink, it's coming to everything. Full send works 100% of the time, Zeta. Come on, we all know it works 100% of the time. But yeah, the new game is going to be iOS devices, Android, PC, Mac, everything. And I don't know why they took the one-shot or the knockout with that. I guess they had to. But Leafeon is weak to my dude, and I just need to attach another Single Strike Energy and I win. Oh, okay. So I'm keeping that one in the YouTube video just because I had a 300 damage attack and I did one-shot a VMAX, but they were in a position where they had to attack the Leafeon VMAX, and I could have just taken the knockout with Flareon V. And if you want to get yourselves a fancy new coin on PTCGO, redeem those channel points. Alright, so since I have Flareon, I will capture energy for a Houndour, put the Oranguru down, Oranguru the research on top of the deck, because that's awesome. It's a great combo. There's Calyrex, not worried about it at all. Capture energy, the active, doesn't matter if they use Shadow Mist, because I can attach just a basic energy. Oranguru the research on top. Perfect, perfect, perfect. There's an Elemental Badge. They are not playing Tool Scrapper, because you can trust me on that one. and pass. Perfect starting hand. Of course, they can... If I'm my opponent and I know what I'm playing against, you just build up an Alcremie. Alcremie is what you want to use in this matchup because let's say I take a 2-prize knockout right here. That doesn't really help me all that much. If I evolve into Flareon, that's definitely a risk because by evolving into Flareon, I lock myself into max detonate. I don't have another option, but I don't have Scorching Column either. So I'm in a situation where I have to get one of my 2 Houndoom or an Evolution Incense. That is not a guarantee by any means. Yeah, Alcremie is definitely what they want to go for. Shadow Mist locks me out of attaching a Single Strike Energy, but that's fine. I guess this... Oh no, the effect is on me, right? Yeah, I can't play any. So the effect is on me, not on my Pokemon. Attach, and I need a Houndoom. That is not a Houndoom, but that is a Houndour. So they got Quick Ball that away, get nothing. Energy Recycler, the 1 energy back in. Crobat, and then I still have a Oranguru to draw an extra card. Okay, that was close. Alright, so we're going for the knockout. We're just going for it here. I have a handful of energy. I do not like my chances, but I only need 2. So I only need 1 more energy on the top. Can we do it? Do you believe? I believe. Just need 2. 1 off the top. 1, 2. Boom. Flareon, most fun deck in Standard. There's your YouTube title right there. Most fun, least consistent. Okay, so the Alcremie coming up is interesting because, yeah, that's just an interesting play. But if you're wondering why I put the Elemental Badge and the Single Strike Energy, partially I forgot that I had the Elemental Badge on there, and also I needed the Single Strike Energy to take the knockout. But what I can do is, if they leave the Alcremie up there... No, I can't knock out the Alcremie with my Single Strike Energies. I wouldn't have enough. I'd have to attach Single Strike, Houndoom, I could do it actually. I could do 180 to this Alcremie. It's just very unlikely, and I don't really want to expend all those resources. Alright, so they'll grab either Alcremie VMAX. Oh, they're going for Alcremie VMAX. So that would... The assumption here is that they have switch. They just retreat. They can't really do that either. Are they just going to go for an adornment? What are they planning? They can't Crobat again. They have another Calyrex. I can take a knockout. I have bosses, so I could knock out... I think I just go for one of the bench Shadow Riders. There's a Marnie. Okay, well, all my energy's back in my deck. That's a good thing. But I don't have my backup Flareon. There's another Houndoom. That's great. I will... Okay, so they're using Adornment. That's good. Just attach to everybody. I'm going to knock this thing out. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. I will... Did I use my energy? I had to use my Energy Recycler early. That is a bit rough. So I will, I think, attach to the Flareon. I'll just get out all of my Single Strike Energy. So I have both my dudes set up. I will save the Houndoom. I only have 2 energy in there. That's fine. There should be about 15 energy left in deck. I can put the... Yes, I will put that Flareon into play. Oranguru, I think Capture Energy on the top. Don't give me an energy off this. Thank you. Alright, just need 3. Just need 3. I guess I use Training Court, right? So I don't have to shuffle my... Yeah, Training Court for sure. Max detonate. Just need 3. Just need 1, 2, 2. Oh, 3. Yes! Best deck in the world. Please tell me I'm going to shut them out. I could easily shut them out of this game. They lost their big attacker. I can shut them out. I can win this game 6-0. Flareon VMAX. Best deck ever. And Clint, I'm good today. Bit of big news today with the new game being announced, but you know, just trying to process it all. How are you? And I'll send you the random code right now. And my opponent, they would need a lot of energy. Well, there's some more. So I think they might be able to take a knockout. It'd be 40, 70, 130, 60, 90, 250. So yeah, they can definitely get there if they just have enough. And Zeta, Sylveon is good. I will say that Sylveon is good. It does not work for me, but it has won tournaments, so it is good. You just have to hit the right matchups and get a good start. Yeah, Clint, they announced Pokemon TCG Live today. So it's something that's replacing PTCGO. And it's just basically no in-game trading. And it's a brand new game. You migrate your old cards to the new one, but only 4 copies of each card. There's a lot of information to get through, and we don't know everything yet. We don't know when it's coming out, but it should be later this year. It's a lot to digest. And there's the knockout. Okay, so I'm just gonna go for it. I'm betting on just a huge knockout. I'm gonna thin everything out of my deck. I'm gonna thin all the cards out of my deck that aren't. Okay, well, I don't need to do that. I need to get 2 basics. I only have 8 energy left, but most of my deck is energy. So I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for the big knockout here. And I think I may have done that in the wrong order, to be honest. I think I should have gone for... Oh, I don't even have Oranguru. That keeps happening. So I will put an energy back on the top. Primate Wisdom. Yeah, the energy goes back on top. That's not what you want to see. I think Volcarona should go down. I should attach to it. But I mean, it's all going to come down to this max detonate. I could Marnie them, but how much did it? 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240, 270. Okay, so this has to work. This has to work. Please work. Just need 3. Just need 3. My deck is energy. My deck, yes! 440. That's right. Flareon VMAX, best deck ever. Why would you play anything else? So the potential to just take those one-shot knockouts is huge. Damage dealt 1040. When this deck cooperates, it is amazing. Volcarona V, I've literally not used it once, but it's just fun to think about. The deck with Elemental Badge, lowering your attack cost, Houndoom puts the energy into play. Xander made a great list. 23 energy can get you some awkward hands. But I mean, come on. Xander made it work. Max Detonate can do up to 500 damage. With the single strike energy, you can one-shot VMAXs. Just play the deck, have some fun. That's all we're after anyway, right? Just play the deck, have fun. So I'm starting Flareon. Great hand. The only thing I'm missing is a Houndour. But I can still do some things the following turn. And I am, you know, I will have to play a couple of games, but I think I'm almost willing to say that Cramorant is better than Ray. I know, blasphemy and all that, but I think Cramorant might be better than Ray. Let's try and prove my hypothesis. Okay, I don't need more Flareon. Try and prove my hypothesis correct. So if I get another single strike energy, I can knock out the Sobble, which is definitely just a funny thing to do. Alright, so they have the energy, they'll be able to Gale Thrust next turn or something. But if I can just find a single strike energy, hopefully they Marnie me. Because I don't want to use Flaming Breath for not enough. I want to use Flaming Breath for a knockout, so a single strike energy gets me there. I will lock my... Oh, man. Okay, so I'll put a Fire Energy back on top. There's a Capture Energy. That does get me a Houndour. Or I could go for another Oranguru. But 100% in this situation, I go for the Rapid Strike Urshifu because I can't actually knock the thing out. Oh, Clint, people have already started to lose their minds. Just go on the PTCGO subreddit. People, I think it's like the most commented post in a very long time that isn't a giveaway. It's a very crazy announcement. You know, we were expecting something based on that leak that happened last month, but I don't think people were expecting quite this crazy of a change, of a shift. But if you've played other card games like Magic Arena or Hearthstone or Legends of Runeterra, it's similar to those. You know, there won't be a wild card system, it doesn't look like. It'll just be, you know, in-game currency or microtransaction currency. But it just helps, you know, because if you're like me and you open 1 million packs, you have all these extra cards you don't need. In the new game, all those extra cards get converted to in-game currency, so you have 4 copies and everything extra just turns into coins to buy new cards, to buy what you want. You know, they haven't specifically said that you can buy certain cards, just packs and a battle pass. It's just, we don't know. Things are still to be announced. But we know for sure there will be a beta later this year. We know for sure there will be a battle pass, so that means microtransactions. And they're going after my Oranguru and Houndour, aren't they? Don't do it. Leave Houndour alone. What did Houndour ever do to you? Yep, well, the good news is they still need to knock out 2 Flareon VMAX if I can manufacture it that way. I will use Scorching Column because they don't have any energy in play. Okay, that's annoying. So I'm gonna have to manually attach to my bench Flareon. I do have a knockout on Urshifu next turn if they can't retreat or anything. But this is definitely, you know, this won't be in the YouTube video, so this is a Twitch exclusive. As you've seen, there are definitely consistency issues here. And yeah, if anyone's thinking about redeeming channel points and you're not sure if I have a card or you want to see how many copies I have of a card, just let me know and I'll check. You know, I kind of just slapped it all together with, you know, it was like a panic. The new game was announced. I have to get rid of all my cards or else they're just lost for nothing. So I just sort of slapped it all together right away. This is the first day where I've just let people choose instead of making it specific. So, oh, they don't have a backup Urshifu. That's interesting. Clint, they have not announced that. It'll be iOS, Android, PC, and Mac. They haven't said Switch. And I think part of that is due to the fact that it's not from Nintendo, it's from, you know, the Pokemon company. But I mean, come on. Oh, they did their math wrong. Unless they're attacking with Gale Thrust. They're using Gale Thrust. Okay. I was going to say, because Flareon V can knock out an Inteleon. And Mega, thank you for the follow. Redeem those channel points and get a free random code or Steam Siege if you want Steam Siege. Alright, so we'll knock out the dude. I don't want to capture energy that one. They don't have a backup attacker. They'll definitely be knocking this guy out. So I think I will just tank with a single Flareon VMAX probably the rest of the way. But Scorching Column does take a knockout, which is great. I finally get to play the game. They will probably attack with Inteleon because that does do 140 damage and that's annoying. I would probably end up evolving the back one if it doesn't get knocked out this turn, but they can just use Fling. They got rid of Medicham. They can use Fling, knock that guy out after a quick shooting. 2 quick shooting. Oh, nope, not 2 quick shooting, just 1. Oh, no, none now. So they'll probably go for Drizzile and Inteleon, get a backup. They need an energy, so probably go for Energy Search. The one in the back is definitely getting knocked out. I do have a Flareon VMAX. I don't mind about losing things, but this is what, the third game where we're deep into it and I haven't played a single supporter. So there's definitely some things to be said about changing around the deck list a little bit. And please don't tell me you got another escape rope. Yep, Energy Search Ordinary Rod. So they might end up going for Medicham, or they might just try and put an Urshifu back in the deck. Because I'd have to go through this Passimian. Obviously, I don't really want to do that. But I only need to... Yeah, there's the Medicham. Oh, that is interesting, though, because Medicham wouldn't take a knockout. They didn't get the correct Inteleon to use Medicham. Fling would only be useful against the benched one. There's the Urshifu. They do have to do some things here. You know, it's not guaranteed that I lose, but I mean, when your opponent can just draw whatever they want and you haven't even played a supporter on turn whatever, the odds of you winning are quite low. So they're going to hit the benched one. I will not be benching anybody else. I mean, I could bench an Oranguru and that wouldn't cost me the game. But I just have to knock out this guy in the active. That's fine. There's a Capture Energy. That's less fine. So I'll get a VMAX. I won't attach any... no, because I do need to guarantee an energy. So I will attach a Capture Energy. Get an Oranguru. Guarantee an energy on the top. Probably just want to ditch that just in case, I guess. There's the bosses. I could go for the Rapid Striker, but who's the biggest threat here? No, I think I have to knock out the Passimian because I have a guaranteed knockout. And then I have bosses next turn. And I can just knock out the Crobat. And I just did 320 damage. Why not? So they can't win this turn. And oh no, that's what I should have done. Okay, so I definitely should have gone after the Crobat or the Urshifu. You know, I should have bet on the deck. Should have believed in the heart of the cards. Because now they can just attack with Inteleon and I have to bosses. So if they Marnie me, I'm out of that bosses. So I should have gone after the Crobat this turn. That was a mistake. So the Drizzile can't get reset stamped though. That's fine. That's fun. They'll probably go for an escape rope. If I had to guess, probably escape rope into Gale Thrust, knock out my Oranguru. I'll lose that consistency. Alright, so they're not attacking with Inteleon. That is perfect. Is it just going to be an escape rope, knock out my Oranguru? Or is it going to be a switch? I don't know if I agree with the escape rope, but it does hurt my consistency. But they're still not hitting the Flareon. You know, their win condition is me just whiffing. And the only way this will end up in the YouTube video is if the max detonate is for 500 damage. I think that's the only way. Oh, right, they have the Tower of Waters. Okay, so I will bosses the Crobat. I just need an extra energy on the top, and I win. There's a Houndour. All right, bosses the Crobat. I would lose next turn pretty much regardless. They just need an energy, so it has to be at least 2 energy. I have 1 on the top. Let's do this. Max detonate. Best deck in the world. Best deck in the world. Why are you not playing Flareon right now?